Brinkerhoff. I'm sitting in the booth with Gator Mike. We have Aqua Tatty sitting in the cockpit. Welcome. Did I just lose everyone? I feel like I lost Mike. But welcome to GC Sports. When sounds change abruptly, you never know what's going on. Gator Mike, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Nice. I am too. I love Charlotte. One of my favorite tracks. One of my favorite NASCAR tracks of all time. Just a lot of history. Tell me, what do you feel about Charlotte?
Charlotte's one of my favorite tracks. I don't know if anybody was able to watch last night. It's just, I don't know what it is about this place, whether it's the history or just how you're able to drive around this and attack this place. It's just one of my favorite tracks on the whole entire schedule. And it's going to be exciting tonight. There's a couple of hot spots around this track that I'm sure we'll get to experience and talk a little bit about. But I'm ready to go.
Yeah, definitely hot spots. It's one of the best races in each series that come here. Obviously, we're racing the trucks, as you can see on the screen. The number 16 truck that was driven by Blakey T, who won Watkins Glen. He broke what's his name? The 21 truck. It'll get better in overtime, folks. I promise.
Private Patton.
Private Patton, right? Private Patton won 2 races in a row to start his career in the league. Raced 2 races, won them both. Then it was snapped last week by Blakey T here in the number 16. And I'm really excited. Honestly, with the two of us here, turn 1, immediately turn 1 is going to be an issue. Turn 2, as we get down into the runs, will turn into an issue. Turn 4 is always an issue, and just firing off a turn 4, getting that front straightaway speed, diving down into turn 1 here, side by side. You're going to see some really, really talented drivers tonight, and we're going to see how well they can hold on.
Absolutely. We got a full field here tonight. Looks like about 24 trucks going to start this event. So got a packed house, quite a bit more than we had last night. And last night ended up being a great race. So I'm excited to see what this bigger field can do tonight. I'm going to be watching off of turn 2, especially on older tires. The trucks tend to get a little bit loose there, so I'm going to watch out for that. As well as getting into turn 3. It's can these drivers resist the urge to just dive it off in there? They're going to have to really practice some patience there in turn 3. I think that's going to be a trouble spot here, especially with the pack all grouped up at the start of this race.
Patience is a 4-letter word in these series a lot. I'm with you, because I'm one who really loves to get as high as I can into turn 3 and pull it down towards that white line as you get through the turn and come off the turn 4. But when you do that, you leave the window underneath you wide open for someone to dive bomb you. What's that, Tatty?
You can accept your invites. Timer has expired for the race.
Coming in. All right, we're going to join them, hopefully hitting the green flag. Private Patton was we went the report that Private Patton was your pole sitter. There you see him on the screen. 200 miles. 4 stages. It's Charlotte, right? We're doing 4 stages.
It's 3 stages.
Oh, right. Trucks. It's gonna If we were doing Cup, it might have been 4. Gotcha.
Yep. We're gonna have 30 laps in stage number 1, 27 in stage, 71 in the final stage tonight. Fuel will not be an issue. It's going to be all about tires. Tires cannot last a full fuel run. So we'll see how these guys can, take care of their tires to see what kind of strategy they can play out.
I think some of these guys may have to pit twice in the first stage, but we'll see. Someone's had a little trouble in the back. It might have been lag. But Private Patton is going to lead the field of 24 down into turn number 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. So you got Blakey T, last week's winner, right on the outside. He's going to drop back abruptly coming out of turn number 2. Patton's going to have the lane to the wall. Will he take it? He's going to hug the middle lane, but he's going to jump high just before turn 3. Number 3 truck has nothing for him down low. And Private Patton is going to get a little space coming out of turn number 4.
Coming out of corner number 4, looks like the field was able to survive the first lap. So that's the big challenge in itself, and these guys handled it very well. As we got a top 3 single file here trying to break away from the rest of the field.
Top four definitely getting a little spaces. They're still side by side, fifth, sixth on back. Little tap off the wall that looked like the 74 truck. We'll have to take a look back and see if that was. The RJ Smitty driving the number 3 truck. I had a feeling, and I put the camera right on him coming out of turn number 2. And here he comes, dive bombing into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to keep the grip. He's going to stay low down the front straightaway. He has help from the number 16 truck, Blakey T, and that's T-Bird in the 15. They're going to stay low going down to the turn number 1.
He's going to have the preferred line here in corner number 1 and 2 coming down the back straightaway. But Private Pat, he's holding tough there on the outside lane.
He is, with no help. And now T-Bird jumps high coming into turn number 3. Patton takes a real high line into turn number 3. He's going to keep it high in turn number 4. T-Bird is going to try and get a little push, but RJ Smitty's going to get a clear shot at the lead. He's going to lead his second lap.
Depending on how hard these guys drive their trucks here, the tires are going to last anywhere between 18 and 20 laps. So
oh, we had a spin.
Guys,
turn number 2, they got loose, but I think the yellow flag may not be coming out for that, as the trucks are able to keep moving.
We have no cautions here in the Truck Series sliders, so
I keep forgetting.
No cautions here tonight, only stages and black flags. So these guys, they're still a long way to go. Just regroup, take a deep breath, and head back to the game. As I was saying, tires are about 18 to 20 laps-ish, depending on how hard you push it. So just one stop here in stage 1. I elected to split it right down the middle last night in stage 1.
So just like you said, now that the cars have gotten a little bit of space, it looks like the top 4 or 5 here are going to stay in line. Although T-Bird now making a move on the 32, who kind of opened the door himself. There was really not much aggression behind that move, but here comes T-Bird down low with a couple of cars behind him as he makes a move for second place into turn number 1. RJ Smitty's going to lead them. The 32 truck, that is probably not your dad, and he's going to drop to 3rd place coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, I'm watching in the back here. We got a little bit of contact. These guys are beating and banging here. I don't know, for 10th place, roughly. They're just going at it. But yeah, the top 5 have really broken away. And RJ Smitty is really looking strong here in these early laps.
Yeah, I had a feeling when I was watching him. Private Patton had a good jump out in front because the guys were side by side. But as soon as RJ Smitty cleared 2nd place by himself, he then had a clear shot at the lead, and now he sits there still leading the pack. Although Private Patton and T-Bird got together coming into the turn. It looked like Patton came low. I
don't know if he clipped the apron and just washed up the track, but he hit the wall there off the 2, and that's going to cost him that front pack in that draft.
What was 5 is now 4, but he got picked up by the 2nd pack almost immediately. As you see, he leads the 24 truck. Still in 5th, but they're beating his back bumper. Couple of trucks still side by side, but we are single file for the most part.
Guys just trying to log some laps here, get a feel for the track, get a feel for each other. Here in the early stages of this event tonight, long race, 134 laps, 128 of those will be green flag laps. It's a long way to go.
Here we are in the back of the field, taking a look at some of these guys. This is Hellraiser, the number 87. If we have 24 trucks, it looks like he's about 22nd. Evo 13, he's in the middle of the field. He's moved up a couple of spots from his starting spot. Coming near the top 10. Mo Power Cowboy. Got a decent race last week at Watkins Glen. Right in the middle of this pack. Trailing this pack.
Yeah, he's just kind of watching everybody right in front of him. I know it doesn't look like he's in a big rush to go anywhere at the moment. Just kinda
may have our first casualty. Nike Boy Will, number 12, driving the 52 truck. On pit road, not moving.
That would be a tough break for Nike Boy to blow an engine this early in the race. Not going to get too many points there from that.
Or experience, which in a league like this, a level such as this, 24 truck field, this is where you're going to gain a lot of valuable experience, like this fella here, Aquatati, driving in the orange, double orange. Sponsorless this week in the 00.
Looking like a bottle of Fanta.
That might look a little better. That would have at least a Fanta logo on it. Justin Hackett, who's had really good races since I've started to broadcast. This is race number 4 for me. I've seen him near the front in every single race thus far. He's a little bit further back now, about 9th or 10th, I want to say. But look for him later in the race to surely catch up to the front of the field.
Yeah, there's really no rush right now. These guys, I mean, it's still early in stage 1. They are in stage point position. So they can play the patient game, maybe short pit and try to gain some track position that way. But really no rush right now.
That would be an interesting strategy. We'll see if anyone does come down pit road, who might do it first. Probably not your dad. Looks like he's going to lose 3rd place here, as Blakey T is going to swipe 3rd. Put it right on your leader again, RJ Smitty, who has been leading since about lap number 3.
Yeah, he's led the majority of the early laps here tonight. Still out front of that top 4. They've really not separated much from each other. I guess right now they're just trying to work together to get as much ground in 5th place as they can. Maybe settle it amongst themselves in the stage.
Don't look now, but Private Patton has actually broken away from that 2nd pack. Unsure if he can really make a run at the lead pack, but it's just interesting with all those cars behind him, how he's been able to put some distance between them.
I think Private Patton might be a candidate to maybe short pit, use those fresh tires to gain the ground needed to get that front pack's draft back. But we are kind of getting to the window of pit stops here, so we should be seeing some happen here pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say that 4th place comes down right now.
So that was probably not your dad. Just trying to get on him.
The 32 Chevrolet.
Yeah, he is a loner on pit road. But like you said, short pitting. You can see after the cycle, he may just pop out in front.
This is where I love strategy. I love green flag stops. And
T-Bird and RJ Smitty are probably going to pit here.
You have to have green flag stops, and I love that fact.
The 45, Brian SP, looks like he's pitting, but he may have had trouble getting into pit road as he's pitting just ahead of the leaders. A lot of the leaders coming in, but a bunch of them did still stay out. A couple of Thor trucks coming in. Only 5, 7, 8 cars coming in this time around.
Yeah, your leader, RJ Smitty, is on pit lane right here in the 3 truck.
We're going to keep it on T-Bird, as he looks like he's going to pit just in between these guys. See the 24 truck jumping in his pit stall. We'll see how he blends with the field and where the 32 may blend with them.
Justin's on pit lane. Got our in-race report. Taddy's on pit lane. A couple other Spanker. Country Caliber.
So the 3 truck does beat out T-Bird. Where is the 32? They're going to beat the 32, it looks like. So that could have just been good or poor execution. Well, here is the 32. He's in turn 2. We are looking back from the 15 truck, who would be in virtual 2nd place. That's the 32, full speed. He's going to get by him. He's going to get by RJ Smitty as well.
So he used that lap of fresh tires that he got for pitting 1 lap earlier than these guys, and he take advantage of it. He's now going to be cycling out to the lead once everything cycles around. But RJ Smitty's got a big run off of 4.
They were trying to get back over to him. Aquatati had a little bit of trouble coming off the pit road, it looked like.
So we're side by side, RJ Smitty, and probably not your dad, down the back straightaway, heading off into 3.
T-Bird does not know who to go with. Do I go low? Do I go high? I'm basically helping somebody get to the lead, but can you race that person to get yourself to the leads? If I'm T-Bird and we've seen RJ Smitty as fast as he is, I got a lap of tires on the 32. I'll help him, follow him past the 3, and then hopefully get a chance to the lead just before the end of the stage. Big contact into the turn. That's going to actually get the 3 out of shape, and probably not your dad gets a little space. RJ Smitty's going to lose 2nd, may even lose 3rd.
Yeah, T-Bird's looking low on the 3 truck now as the 3 got his nose chopped off there heading into 1.
Oh, a lap car gets in the way of our leader. The 44, I don't know if he's coming to pit road or if he just got into some trouble.
The 44 is actually the leader right now, even though he spun out. He is yet to pit. He was trying to come to pit for the first time, so he's actually still scored as the leader right now.
Wow, it's going to cost him a lot of time. Here comes Blakey T, who did stay out longer than most. He's going to blend into about 4th place with the 32 barreling down on him into turn number 3.
Yeah, probably your dad just piled right into the back of that 44 truck, maybe not expecting him to pit. but that's going to cost him some time. That's going to cost the 44 some time. Just bad communication right there, big mistake.
And now Blakey T with 2 or 3 laps of fresher tires on, and probably your dad's going to go right by him in turn number 1. And here comes Patton just behind him for what will be for 5th place once he gets to the 32. RJ Smitty back in front. Off to Taddy.
Followed by Sminker.
Taddy, you're in 6th?
I'm in 7th.
Oh, there's somebody else who hasn't pit yet?
No, you were right. 6 right here is getting feisty.
Yeah, you were right when you said Pat was passing for 5th. He was in 6th at the time, going for 5th place.
Gotcha.
Got the 16 truck looking for the lead.
Amazing, the 32 went from possibly stage-winning strategy to now being the end of this front pack. At least he's still in the front pack.
16 clears. Blakey T to the front.
Private Pat is going to take the low line into turn number 3. He's going to stick it to the blue. Not going to touch the apron. He's going to get real close to Blakey T coming out of 4.
That was a near perfect corner from Private Pat.
So perfect, he still has a run. He's going to push high towards turn number 1, but he's going to get right back in line. They may have touched a little coming into turn number 1. Looks like he backed out. There is a bit more space now between them. RJ Smitty gets real close. Going to give him a bump through turn 2.
So right now we've got Blakey T in the front, followed by Private Patton, RJ Smitty, and T-Bird here in your top 4. A couple of trucks hanging just off the back is probably your dad and Sminker in 6.
I got to say, these first 15 or whatever laps that we've had so far have been way more exciting than all of Watkins Glen was last week.
Oh, they've been great. Very clean, just like last night's race. It's kind of looking very similar to last night's race and how it's playing out.
Patton, who does, remember, have at least a lap of older tires, is now going to make a move on the 16. Gives him a little push up high, but if the 16 is smart, he's only going to lose the lead.
7 to go here. Stage number 1 as they cross the line.
Very nice to have stats. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know if RJ Smitty's gearing up for a run here, but he lost a bit of space coming into turn number 1 that time. The 16 may have tapped the wall coming out of turn 2.
Very interesting move there from the 16. He, I don't know if he tapped the wall or not, but he went all the way down near that white line like something happened to him. Maybe he just got a little bit loose off the 2.
He looked like he got loose off of 4 as well. I'm sure he did a setup. Everybody's got their first setup in, so after he's run a few laps, he could be getting looser than he anticipated at first.
Right now we are battling for some stage points here for the stage win as we start winding up stage number 1.
The 45, that's Brian SP. He's in 22nd, about to go a lap down, as you see there. Gets out of the way, stays up high. Gentleman driver, thank you, Brian SP. You'll get your lap back, I'm sure, right at the end of this stage.
Well, Private Patton, after having some problems there in the early part of the stage, he has raced his way all the way back up through 5, 6, 7 trucks here, and is now finding himself in the prime spot as we only have a couple of laps remaining here. Going to come to 4 to go.
It's just a testament to the speed that he has, especially at a place like Charlotte, where you like you said, had trouble beginning, got caught up, got a little bump, hit the apron, and here he is after a pit stop, was able to power his way through to the lead. But the 16 truck is definitely helping him out by getting loose off of nearly every corner now.
Oh, he might have skimmed the wall there off the 2.
It was really close if he didn't. Didn't seem to lose much that time. But you see, he had to keep it high off of turn 2 because 2 laps prior, he couldn't keep it from getting too low.
Yeah, the 16 truck looks like it's just not handling the way that Blakey T wants it to right now.
But he's still holding on for second. RJ Smitty and T-Bird have not closed the gap to make a challenge for second place.
The top 2 have kind of pulled away, I don't know, about half a second or so over Smitty and T-Bird.
Probably your dad has found himself in the second pack. Looks like pitting early, now he's on slightly older tires. Maybe losing some ground to these guys. The 23 of Mopowa Cat has gotten in front of him.
RJ spread out right now.
RJ Smitty has lost some time to the front two, but T-Bird has also lost some time to RJ Smitty. So unless the 16 can get those tires underneath him, this looks like you're finishing 4.
Yeah, they're coming to the white flag here in stage number 1.
One more time around. Take a pit stop. Get some fresh wheels under you.
One more time around until they see that green and white checkered flag, and indicating the end of stage number 1 here tonight in the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Looks like Private Patton's going to be able to hold strong here and bring it off a 4 for the stage 1 win.
Real smooth off a 4. Crosses the finish line. That's another stage win for Private Patton, who I will mention, when we watched Michigan, he was around the front, but he really came on in stage number 3, so a little bit of a different strategy seeing Private Patton come out early.
Yeah, T-Bird lost a spot or 2 there coming to the checkered flag. He ran out of gas, actually. I believe he lost 3 or 4 spots. Finished 8th.
Amazing, since the 32 who pit before everybody had plenty. It appears.
I actually ran out of gas too. When you go into pit road, it said that you had you could do a half can, and it showed that you had the exact amount of laps. But then as soon as you come off pit road, you only got the lap short.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's sneaky like that sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Taddy, since we have you in here, what more does your truck need to be able to get it up in front of this field?
I actually had all the speed to get there. I just, with losing that, not having that fuel, I had to back it down. I rode about 7th place that whole stage.
So real quick, as we come to the front, the 56 did not pit, apparently. The 74, maybe he didn't pit either, but he's their leader. The top 5 for the first stage, TV Patton, Blakey T was 2nd, RJ Smitty was 3rd, Mopawa Cat was 4th, and Spanker 24. And the number 24 was 5th. As you said, T-Bird fell all the way out of the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know that the 74 pit, it looks like he's getting out of the way.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But the 56, who did, jump down immediately, the 74 didn't.
Oh, they're bottling up here.
Yeah, we got a view back from the leader.
Trying his best. He's trying his best to get out of the way. But,
that field is snaking. We have a rear-end view coming from the leader. Getting all bunched up coming into turn number 1. That was a black truck. Looked like got pushed up high. He's got pushed up high again and again. He is in the wall a couple of times. Tough break for the 74.
Old guy 24, he's getting abused right now on those old tires. Probably your dad clipped the apron there, coming out of 4, hit the 98 up the track. But no harm, no foul. They keep it straight.
A different look in the top 5. Your top 3 are pretty consistent, but a couple of new faces. Mopawa Cat, who just finished in the top 5 in the first stage, wasn't running in the top 5 until the very end. And Spanker 24 is now in 5th. And then right behind him, in the number 38, see if we can get a shot right on him. That's Mopawa Disaster. I was rooting for him at Watkins Glen. I thought he was coming up through the field. I saw what he was doing. But here he is, 6th place here in the beginning of stage number 2.
Yeah, the Mopawa boys, they're coming to the front here in stage 2.
T-Bird and Aquatati are running together just behind this first pack. And that's probably not your dad, just behind them as well. Not quite in their draft.
So stage 2 is 3 laps shorter than stage 1. I don't think it's going to change too many drivers' thoughts on their strategies. At least it didn't do mine last night. We'll see if these guys change anything up here in stage 2.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more fuel.
Private Patton's going to lose the lead. At least he's going to get challenged by RJ Smitty here coming out of turn number 4. It has been the Private Patton show since he took the lead in early stage number 1. But here comes RJ Smitty and Blakey T. He's trying to give him a little push, but he lets loose down the front straightaway.
Oh, he nudged Private Patton there up the track. Private didn't give him too much room there into 1. So RJ Smitty, his bumper was there, pushed the 21 up the track. They're now side by side going into 3.
It's still able to keep that edge on the 3 truck through all of that. These guys are just so evenly matched right now.
Neck and neck, but as they fight side by side, that's giving up time to the guys behind them, allowing them to catch back up.
You say that, but I'm watching the 23, the 24, and the 38. They're staying in line. I don't know how much time they've really gained in all of that. I feel like they may have even lost. The 16 was just had a front row seat for it all, but couldn't get himself underneath anybody either. Now they've gotten back in line here.
The 21 maintains the point after all that, powering around the outside. Using that high lane to maintain that top spot over Smitty.
This is lap number 8 of stage 2.
Top 3. Been the top 3 all night. Private Patton, RJ Smitty.
I really have.
1, 2, 3.
Outside of a challenge from Probably Not Your Dad and, you know, T-Bird being up there in the top 5 early on, this has been the 3 trucks that we've seen up front.
Just now tuning in, you're watching the NC Education Lottery 200 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the GC Sports YouTube network. Truck Series Tuesday, Slider Series.
Blakey T is definitely fighting off a loose condition coming off of the turns. He just did it again off of turn 2. It looks like it happens about 10 laps into the run, 9-10 laps into the run. His car starts to get away from him, and you'll see him, at least I saw it in the first stage, he's going to have to take a higher line through the middle of the corner to keep from just pulling that truck too close to the apron.
RJ Schmidt did get around Private Patton there for the lead, but Private Patton's already coming right back at him. Doesn't want to give up that spot.
He likes clean air in front of him. That is for sure. He's going to come right back underneath number 3. RJ Smitty won't even lead that lap. That goes right back to Private Patton.
Patton is able to clear the 3 truck to regain the lead here tonight. 1.5 mile track in Concord, North Carolina.
You noticed in stage number 1, some of the guys that did have tire failures ran out of fuel at the end of the stage. You know, they're working on strategy. They're trying to out-edge the guys in front of them. But when you got the top 3 trucks here who are managing their tires, not losing very much time at all, that's going to make it really tough on the rest of the field.
Top 3 are still right there together. Got that second group that is trying their hardest to catch back up to them. They're not too much farther behind that draft right now. They're led by Mo Power Cat.
It looks like they're just trying to grab that draft. They're just close. They're so close to getting it.
Mo Power Disaster right there in 6th.
No Power Cat got a little space in front of the, may have been a lag or something, but he got a couple of feet extra. He's just possibly grabbing the draft of the 16 truck. As RJ Smitty's going to make a challenge inside. No, he's going to think better of it.
That is an absolutely beautiful 23 truck. I would know from personal experience.
Pit stops are starting. The 22 is spinning, coming to pit road. The 88 of Justin Hackett and the 32 of Probably Not Your Dad are the first 2 trucks in stage number 2 to hit pit lane. 22, I don't know if he was pitting, but he definitely spun past pit road.
Yeah, he did make it down pit lane. Tackleberry, tough luck there. Still one more stage to go after this, so this race isn't over by any means, but he's going to have a lot of work to do.
Aquatati and T-Bird are coming off of pit road, it looks like, so I'm staying corrected. They might have been the first 2 to hit pit lane. Oh, Michael Sen. I'm not going to go off of that. Michael. Oh, Michael. That's what we're going to go with. The number 40 is going to lead this pack of cars.
02 truck, Blaney fan on pit lane. Haven't mentioned him tonight.
Looks like RJ Smitty may have pit. There goes the 23 down pit lane. The 16 and the 24 are going to assume the top 2 positions. Private Patton is currently getting tires and fuel. And there you see Probably Not Your Dad coming out of pit.
Side by side coming out of the pits. 3 truck does beat the 21 out of pit lane. RJ Smitty with a better pit stop there. Going up through the gears coming off of turn 2. Where they cycle out here with everybody.
We got a overhead shot here. The 3 truck leads the 21 into turn number 3 as they both hug the bottom lane. The 22 may have touched the apron slightly as he comes up the track a little coming off of turn number 4.
No power cat coming off the pit lane.
These guys are full speed. They're going to blow right by him.
Yeah, he's going to lose quite a bit of ground there. He was not too far off these guys heading into the pits, but he's lost a couple of seconds now.
Slow entry. It looks like Aquatati has a shot to pass him as well. That would assume third. Granted, not everyone has pitched just yet.
Oh, in the YouTube land, we got somebody cheering for the 51 at Tiller. I believe it to be his wife, Marcia Tiller. Just letting you know out there, he is actually leading. He did lead that lap after people started pitting.
So Tiller leading a few laps here during the pit cycles. Haven't mentioned him tonight.
24 truck's going to get tough to mention everybody now.
Yeah, 51 truck. Looks like he's coming to the pits right now.
There he goes. And these we're on what is assumed to be the leaders once all the pit cycles have finished. In fact, I do believe they are back in the lead currently. Scratch that.
Huge gap.
The 98 just entered pit lane. Well, he's in the middle of the pit lane. When these guys come around, they should be passing him for the lead. If no one else ahead of them, it's still the 98. You see the 98 coming off the pit lane there. That's for position now. And yeah, the 21 and the 3, that's your top 2 right now.
98 truck's going to have the freshest tires of everybody here in the remaining laps of stage 2. Did he lose too much track position, track time, staying out that late? Can he make it up? No, we'll find out. But those top 2 after that cycle of stops, they just killed those pit stops. They are gone.
Absolutely. And entrance apparent and exit. Fastest guys out on the track on different angles of the track. And the 3 may have topped the wall there, but either way, these guys have been the class of the field. This is lap number 20. When they hit the line, it should be lap number 21 of 27. Just should make it 6 to go.
They have been the class of the field tonight, on and off pit lane, same time, and they're just kind of they're cruising these last few laps out here to secure 1 and 2 at the end of stage 2.
We're on board with Blakey T as he chases down Mo Power Cat. This is for 3rd place. On board, Mo Power Cat's going to give him the space, and Blakey T is going to get the 3rd as we come to 5 to go in stage number 2. Probably not your dad, who lost a lot of time. The leaders were on board here. There is a ton of space, almost a whole straightaway to the next set of cars in front of him.
Yeah, right now I'm watching a group back here that are nose to tail, about 5th place. Got Spanker, Taddy, T-Bird, and you got Disaster right there. It should be the closest battle on the track right now. 4 trucks.
We are watching as well. As we got a Chevy, a Toyota, and 2 Fords in this pack of 4.
Looks like Mr. Fanta right there may have scraped the wall off of turn 4, lost a little bit of time in the 24 truck. The 15 remains glued to the bumper of the 00.
The 38 looks like he has the best run going into turn number 3. He's going to get low on the 15.
Oh, he's going to push him up the track.
Well, the 15 tried to cut him off, but just ran out of room, and there was no defending that position at that point.
Well, all that fight has kind of broken that little group up. The 38 does take the spot from the 15.
We're looking at either 2 or 3 to go. Maybe Taddy can confirm.
Leader's going to be coming to 3 to go this time.
Gotcha.
You were right on the lap count when you said 21 out of 27, but that's 7 to go, not 6 to go. It means you're only done with the 20 knot. the 21st.
Right.
That's where you got off the lap. Yeah.
We're still on this
pack. He's going to make this move. He is right up on the back bumper of the 21 truck. Oh, he clips the wall. Maybe a little bit of commentator's curse right there. I was just
well, we weren't on them, so it's all on you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, where is he going to make this move to try to take this stage win away from Patton as they come to 2 to go?
We're back on them, and yeah, all we see is space now between the 3 and the 21.
He's still got that draft, so he can make that time back up. In fact, he cut it in half right there in turn 1 and 2.
Like the goalpost in hockey, race car drivers got the draft. And there he goes, right up to the back bumper of the 21 car. And nearly an entire lap it took, but there he is, ready to make another challenge here with the white flag of stage number 2. We're going to keep it right on these two guys here for the final lap.
Can Patton hold him off? Can Smitty get him out of the way here? As they come off of turn number 2, Smitty's probably going to look for a move here going into 3. Can Patton defend it?
Coming a little higher in the turn. No, he's going to take it low. He's going to dive bomb him.
Very late move there by the 3 truck. Can he get a run off before they're side by side?
It's almost like he faked the 21 out. But here they come to the line, and Patton's going to keep it.
Wow, what a great finish to the end of stage 2.
Good job, fellas. Way to put on a show. It's like the 3 faked out the 21 coming into 3. Like, he thought he was going to stay high, and at the last possible moment took that inside line away.
What an excellent photo finish to end stage 2. Still one more stage to go. The longest stage tonight, 71 laps is what we're looking at here. So we're like halfway through this race right now.
Here's your top 5 for stage number 2. If we have time, we'll go to 10. Your top 2 is Private Patton and RJ Smitty. Blake E.T. ends up 3rd. Mo Power Cat in the 23 truck. He's 4th. Spenker 24 in that Hooters 24 Chevrolet ends up 5th. Aqua Tatty, your daddy, is now in 6th. Mo Power Disaster ends up 7th here in stage number 2. The number 15 truck of T-Bird is in 8th. Justin Hackett in that beautiful yellow number 88 Thor Ford is in 9th. And a new name in the top 10, driving the number 02 truck tonight, Blaney 89.
Just missing out on stage points is going to be Country Caliber and Heavy Duty. They finish 11th and 12th there in stage 2. But we're lined up, ready to go here for the final stage tonight in Charlotte.
Your pole sitter for stage 3 has been your pole sitter for stage 2 and was your pole sitter to start the race, Private Patton, who has done little else than lead this race.
He's getting a big push there from Blakey T as they come off of 2. Both of those trucks are going to be able to clear Smitty. Blakey T looking for the lead.
He knows he has a little chance to do it, and why not do it as early as you can? Will he get a bumper to him? Not quite this time. Gets little help from the 24 truck entering the turn. He's going to get right back in line, coming high at turn number 4.
So we're looking at least 3 pit stops here in the final stage. From personal experience, I kind of split mine up pretty evenly last night, about 18 laps apiece. See if anybody can come up with something different. As Blakey T, something just happened with his truck.
Pushing it hard off of turn number 2. He looks like he may have had contact with either the wall or the 21. In either case, very lucky to be able to hold on to second place. But RJ Smitty is closing the gap, coming out of turn, heading towards the front straightaway start-finish line.
Something's happening with that 16 right there. Something's not right with that truck. As it's either super loose or just very snappy.
If I'm running in 3rd, 4th place, and I'm just so close to the leaders, I'm going to make adjustments, and those adjustments could end up being in the wrong direction. As you see with the 16 truck, who we know is a fast truck, a good driver, but he has definitely put his truck on the edge.
That thing is trimmed out. Right now he's riding in 3rd place. Got Spanker behind him in the 24. Taddy up in 5th place in the orange 00.
With all that racing, the 21 truck is starting to pull away. RJ Smitty is still in 2nd. Blakey T is pushing him down the back straight. Spenker is going to make a move, not quite to the inside of the 16. If the 16 doesn't, if Blakey T isn't careful, he keeps looking at his front windshield, he's going to lose 23 cars racing right behind him.
The 21 truck is gapped Schmitty here by about 3 truck lengths. Come out of 2 for another time. Looking to try to separate himself from the rest of the pack and make it super hard to be able to catch him. Got a line of trucks right there just drafting, trying to get back up to him.
We just went on board with Probably Your Dad, who just made a pass for 9th place. He's got a good shot of the leaders. You see the Thor trucks, both those yellow machines racing side by side for 7th. And the 68, who we haven't mentioned much at all, he's going to make a move. He's going to get into 7th place, it looks like. The 68 is piloted by Blaney 89. Oh, he wasn't in the 02. He's in the 68. I'm sorry, I had that truck wrong for your finish. Driving the 68 Toyota. Petty
Blue.
Blue.
There's a Blaney fan in the 02, so 2 Blaneys in the field.
Right. 2 Blaney fans. Good job. We're on the number 8, who's pushing that other Blaney fan in the 02. Mo Power Cowboy.
There's a pretty big gap after Blaney, though, in the 68. So we got, what, about a 1, 2, 3, 4...
Aquatati.
10 trucks here. So we got some contact.
Muscling his way into 4th. But he may have lost a little bit. Oh, the 16 in the grass.
That's going to send the 24 to the back of this train.
These guys are getting a little tired of following each other. They want to try and make an attempt here at the top 2. But in order to do that, you got to get through 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Still a long way to go, but these guys know it's the final stage, and they know they have to go. They don't have any more cautions to rely upon to gain their track time back, so they have got to go now.
It looks like Blakey T is beginning to hold up those cars behind them. They're going to, at least they have the lower line here. They may be, going to put some space between the Blakey T and the front pack.
Yeah, got the Mo Power boys there up to 3rd, 4th around Blakey T. Aquatati move him up to 5th. And got Justin right there looking for 6th.
Again, you got to make those adjustments. Got to try and find that speed, because sometimes it just doesn't work out, and here you are in a worse position than you originally thought.
That's country caliber, not Justin. Those trucks look super similar.
Yeah, it should be a rule when you have a certain number of trucks, only 1 yellow Thor truck is allowed.
Yes, only 1 yellow and silver one, not 2 of them. No, that's
at least change the 98 right to the all gray one.
Looks like Justin's at the tail end of this line here.
We are watching Mo Power Cat, who is in 4th place. He's got Aquatati pushing him in 5th. The 16, Blakey T, who's backing out in 7th, making a push for 6th place here. Looks like he's going to have it. Blaney fan and the 68's going to follow him. This is a strategy of mine. When I see a guy who's up front come back near me in the pack, if I'm mid-pack or whatever, I'm just going to now hook my rear, my front bumper to his rear, and I'm going to follow him way up to the front.
Looks like we've had a lot of attrition here tonight. There's a handful of trucks on pit road now. So Evo, Mo Power, Energy, Hellraiser. Let's see who else is on pit lane here. Tackleberry and a Nike boy. Nice.
Guys in the back trying to get a little advantage, pitting a little early. We are still on the top 5, watching them, see if anybody here starts to pit. They have about a 12 laps of fuel left, but we know it doesn't go a fuel run, these tires. The 23.
That they do not. They'll probably have to pit with 5 or 6 laps of fuel still left in the tank.
So those guys are pitting really early, probably getting off a sequence. With no yellow flags, you could at least try to gain some sort of advantage. And you do the math, racing is half driving and half math.
Winning strategy last night was 3 stops here in the final stage. Last night's race was won by Pete Corligator. He hit every 17 to 18 laps-ish. Split it directly into 4ths. And 3-stop winning, so we'll see what these guys do.
Right, so right now, if you're pitting now, which is what again, I'm not in these drivers' heads, but we saw a group of cars who just pit considerably early. So what that tells me, at least, is that at the end of this, if like we know we're going green flag, at the end of this, you're going to have so many laps left, you know, of tire. These guys have obviously done a little bit of math, and they think from here on out, they're going to pit less than those other guys. And when they pit early, possibly they'll gain some time on the track. You know, when you're racing in the back of the field, you got to do more than just drive. You got to figure something else to get yourself in a position to win.
So still got R.J. Smitty, Private Patton. They're still the top two trucks. Taddy has moved his way up to third place. We've got Blakey T right there in fourth. Battles for fifth, though.
Yeah, through all of that, the 0-0.
And Blaney has ended up at 6 here at 68. The final stage here, you got to minimize mistakes. Saw a couple of leaders last night speed on pit lane, and that effectively ended any chance they had at winning. So got to be conservative getting on pit lane, minimize these mistakes here in the final stage, because you got nothing else to fall back on here with no cautions.
We are looking back from third place here. That's Aquatati in the 0-0. The 32 truck you see back there is pitting on cue earlier than most. Clearly trying to get some sort of advantage by pitting a lap or two earlier.
That's a Blaney fan coming off the pit lane right now. Looks like the 44 as well.
16, a little scrape on the wall again, but still maintains that fourth position. We are on third. We are watching the second pack of cars. We will tell you when the leaders pit. They are still 1-2. You see them at 21 and the 3. That's Private Patton and R.J. Smitty running 1-2, like they have for basically 95% of this race. But we are watching the second pack of cars as more rear end cars, or rear of the field cars, have been coming down pit road. We are within the 10, third through about 10th. The cars look like they're about to pit. The 24, the 88 are going to come down, it looks like. We'll see if anybody else joins them. And the leader, Private Patton, does come down, but R.J. Smitty stays out. So does Aquatati, Blakey T, and Mo Power Cat.
Everybody trying to gain an advantage here. Try something different.
Now, would you not fill your fuel tank knowing you don't need a full tank of fuel? Would you maybe leave out a half a gallon and just, you know, pick up a little speed that way?
I mean, you can. Last night I took 2 cans every time I came down pit lane, just to be safe, just to want to feel comfortable. Certainly it's within the realm of strategy. You can definitely do that.
Aquatati has now assumed the lead here at Charlotte in the new North Carolina Education Lottery 200.
And he's signaling to come down pit lane this lap.
Looks
like Cat's going to follow him in.
These are the last of your leaders to come down pit road. Did make it the longest, and that's interesting. Are they going to have the tires maybe, you know, they'll be a little faster later in runs as we get deeper into the race.
Looks like the 98 on pit lane as well. That's Country Caliber.
Mo Power Cowboy coming in behind them in the number 8 truck. The 40.
Here is everything going to cycle out.
He's coming out.
Private Pat
Is heavy duty. No, the T-Bird actually. The 15 truck is your leader right now, it looks like.
Yes, he is not pitted just yet.
So if we did have yellow flags, he'd be sitting pretty for one right now.
Absolutely. But that extra lap of fresh tires really paid off for Pat. He's going to have a pretty good gap here over Smitty. But Smitty's got that lap fresher tires. We'll see if he can run down the tap here.
The 15 in front of them is the leader.
You know, with the 15 staying out longer, he's actually doing more harm than good because he's losing time to everybody who's pit. And here he is. Looked like he was going to come down pit road. Yes, he's going to come down pit road this time. But he put another 2 or 3 laps on his truck. At least 2 laps from Private Patton, who just goes by to unlap himself. The next time the 21 truck comes around, it will be getting the lead back.
It's not necessarily a bad move by the 15 truck. He didn't really have track position. So he decided to do something different. And by stretching that, we'll see if he's able to stretch it each run. And maybe he'll save enough laps to where he can take 2 tires at the end and see if that works. It's going to be interesting to see if that works, but it's definitely opening the door for him to have some options there for his final stop by standing out so long. He can stretch it far. He has nothing to lose. He was outside.
That is right. When you're in a
before
position, you got nothing to lose. You got to do something different, like you said. And I'm a big fan of doing something different. As R.J. Smitty, it looks like he may have to do something different, because after that pit stop, he is no longer on the back bumper of Private Patton. Here is quite a considerable amount of space, about a second between first and second now.
Yeah, he came in a lap after Patton, and you can tell how much fresh tires mean here, as Patton really stretched that gap. Smitty does have that lap fresher tires. We'll see if he can run him down. Looks like he may have closed in a little bit, but not much at this point. So that's a pretty big gap there, pretty big advantage for Patton.
I'm sorry, I had to clear my throat there for a second.
Let's see if R.J. Smitty learns anything from that. You saw that Patton pitted a lap earlier than he did and gained all that time. So we'll see if let's see if Smitty maybe pits a lap before Patton this time and is able to gain that track time back on the next round of pit stops. See if he learns a little bit something here.
I mentioned Michigan earlier in the race, and that was the first race I had done. And R.J. Smitty was in a similar position with a different driver. He was in second. He didn't lose this much space, however. And it was to the 88 truck, I believe, who led a lot of that race in the beginning. And Private Patton was actually running fourth much of the race. And it looked like to me that R.J. Smitty was kind of biding his time, playing jaws, if you will. And lo and behold, as soon as he made his move, Private Patton came behind him and did the same exact thing. So here he's in a similar position. He's not quite holding back anymore. He's in a position where he needs to make up time. And he's going to have to do a lot of it can be made up on his pit entry, like you said before. He got enough speed. But in order to close a bit of time, the biggest opportunities you have is at your pit entry.
Looks like the battle right now is for around third place. You got Taddy, Blakey T, probably your dad, and Mo Power Cat right there. Third through sixth place, running nose to tail. Maybe drafting a little bit, see if they can't hunt down those leaders just a little bit.
Remember the 32, who's off sequence a little bit, did pit a lap earlier than most, 2 laps earlier than a lot of others. He's going to come outside on the 16, as the 16, who's had trouble coming off the corners here later in runs, and the 32 is going to try to take advantage of it. Looks like he wasn't able to stick it, and now the 23 of Mo Power Cat's going to take his spot away.
And Mo Power Cat says, "Thank you, I'll gladly take that spot," as he moves up to 5th place, getting around that 32 truck. And this big group hunt down those leaders and give them a challenge.
Justin Hackett and Mo Power Disaster are back here in the top 10. You can see 3rd place up ahead of them. This is 9th and 10th. You see that's Blaney Fan in the blue truck just ahead of them. And the 98 is Country Caliber, which is 7th? I want to say that's 7th.
Yeah, it looks to be about 7th place there for Country Caliber.
Trying to take a chance here as we are on lap number... I just missed it. We'll have to get the lap in a second. But you got a lap for us, Taddy.
93, 134.
We are on lap 93. Take a gander through the field. Tackle Beery is on pit road. We saw him spin earlier getting on pit road. But here his truck sits motionless, lifeless, out of the race. Blaney 89... As you saw, the 68 got that top 10 in stage number 2, has been quietly and little by little working his way up through the field. We'll see if after the next set of pit stops he gets a little bit closer to Country Caliber. The other Blaney Fan, that's the 02 truck. He is a little bit further back in the field. I believe he was one of those guys who early on who is definitely off sequence from the rest of the field. Not sure what happened, but the 24 truck is way back in the pack. Here he is. We're going to go on board. We saw Blaney fan. He was behind him.
Police got him.
It looks like it. He'll be in, you know, very anxious. Well, there's no more stage ends, so wrong time of the race to get yourself a speeding penalty. He has a lot of work to do. I mean, we've all been here.
I got a speeding penalty out of the lead last night, so I know all about it.
I mean, he's a fast truck who can make up a lot of time, but that is a lot of time to have to make up.
Yeah, I pitted from the lead, got a speeding penalty, went all the way back to 12th last night, managed to climb my way back up to 3rd. So Spanker has some time. Chances of winning, slim to none, but he could still get a good finish. But
nothing short of a lightning bolt from Zeus himself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Spanker 24 in the 24. Heavy Duty, who was able to lead a lap earlier, here he is racing alone. He is ahead of T-Bird. The 15 truck may have also been caught speeding on pit road as he's way back in the pack now. But he was also pitting slightly off cycle from the rest of the guys. We'll see if that's part of his strategy, maybe why he's back here right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching T-Bird here.
Yeah, Blaney Fan 02's on pit road.
On his next stop.
The 02 was just coming into his pit stall.
T-Bird is trying something different than the rest of the field, so I'm definitely going to have my eyes out for that 15 truck, see when he pits, what kind of strategy he plays. May not be a winning strategy, but it could be helpful for him to get a really, really good finish.
Well, like the PGA Tour in the early 2000s, everybody here is racing for second because Private Patton is just, he is lights out. He is outie on this field. He is like
he's already on his way to Kentucky next week.
No, he is a fat kid at a birthday he's a fat kid at a birthday party. He's out. I may have screwed that up.
He is checked out.
The 16 and the 32 are pitting.
Yeah, he's checked out on Smitty there. Just kind of going for a nice Tuesday evening cruise, looking at the blimp up in the sky, the Ferris wheel out of turn 3, and just kind of enjoying the scenery right now for Private Patton.
The only difference in the scenery that we see out of RJ Smitty's windshield is that Private Patton is in front of him. Private Patton has nothing in front of him.
He will be pitting this time by. He just signaled down the back straightaway, so your leader will be coming into the pits this time by. 3
laps of fuel left, so he did get close.
Smitty's going to follow him in. Smitty looks like he came in kind of hot, gained a lot of time there. Let's see if he got down to pit road speed.
I think he woed down. Look at the replay on the playback. I think he woed down pretty good. But yes, he did come in pretty hot. But like we mentioned, like I mentioned, this was a lot. That was the spot to gain as much time as possible. Maybe take a half a tank of fuel less to even save another 1/10 of a second on pit road.
And that was like a Kyle Busch entry right there.
Really was. We were roof cam when it came in too, so really great shot. We'll see how they blend in. We'll keep it right on them here.
2 leaders on pit lane here. Private Patton, RJ Smitty. They've been the class of the field all night. They come off pit lane together. Patton's still going to have the advantage, though.
The leader is Mopower Cat in the 23 truck, by the way.
Mopower Cat leading some laps. Looks like he's preparing for a pit stop. Not this time, by. I thought he was slowing down there, but no, he's going to stay on another lap.
Aquatati, I don't know if the black truck, it was in the distance, but cut right down in front of Aquatati, who was blending back up to race speed. Yeah, that truck is pitting. Now we're looking back on Blakey T here, who is the assumed 3rd place truck once the cycle is done. Could be 4th, actually. I'm looking ahead. That could be probably not your dad, just ahead of him. So maybe it's his 4th place, assumed.
Yeah, the field's getting pretty spread out here.
Lap 102.
These guys are going to have 1 stop left.
There's 32 laps to go now. Lap 103. And we're going to see who is going to be able to do this on only one more stop. See if those guys who pit early, was that strategy a good one? Is that going to get them, higher spots in the field, possibly to the win? Is someone going to steal it away from the 21 truck of Private Patton? Is Blakey T going to get his truck tighter and faster? Is he going to get some speed and start catching these guys? A lot of questions.
A couple of Nice trucks just want to lap down. Brian SP and Heavy Duty FTR just want to lap down. Private Pat made his way around cleanly. RJ Smitty's looking to get around as quickly as he can. He doesn't want to lose any more time.
I don't want to... Breaking news, by the way, the 68 has passed the 88 for position. So he was able to catch him on that pit stop.
T-Bird still out front. He has not pitted just yet. He's off strategy than everybody else here.
He has a 22-second lead right now on Private Patton, who is the assumed leader once T-Bird does find his way to pit road. We'll go to T-Bird right now. There he is.
Trying his best here to stretch out this stint so he can only pit one more time.
And he is tight for sure. As you saw him getting off of turn number 4, he is gingerly working that wheel, trying to keep the truck underneath him. But you see how fast those cars are fresh tires catch him. They're going to all go by him.
Those tires. He might make those tires last a full fuel run, and that is in and of itself impressive, even if he doesn't win this race. These tires have a lot of fall off here at Charlotte. If he can last a whole fuel run, that is incredibly difficult.
You're right. It's definitely possible to save your tires if you race the right line, you don't push it, you don't get loose. If you just keep a nice, high, safe line, you can really go a full fuel run here. But it is tough. It's not easy. And as you see T-Bird hanging on here, this is where it's the toughest.
So if T-Bird can go a couple more laps here, he will have one less pit stop than everybody else. And that could put him in the game here to steal the victory tonight.
Strategy, strategy, strategy. Strategery.
I was keeping my eye on that 15 truck, and he might just be able to pull this off.
He was up front.
Super close for him.
He was up front early, and he's been able to keep us talking about him. You see the 38's going to go by him here on lap himself. It's now down to a 17-second lead, 17.5-second lead. So he nearly 5 seconds in about 2 laps have fallen off.
He's really in save mode right now, trying to make those tires hold on. He's going to have to come to the pits here any lap. He's almost out of fuel.
Oh, we are on him. We will be on him until he pits. Private Patton, who has a 2.5-second lead on RJ Smitty, who himself has a 2.5-second lead on Probably Not Your Dad, or Probably Your Dad, who himself has a 3.5-second lead on Aquatati. That'll be your top 4 once the 15, who is coming down pit lane now.
Coming down now.
Those tires are blistering. I feel for the pit crew who has to take those off.
He had 0 laps of fuel left as well.
That is stretching it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's try and find your leaders here. Here's the Aquatati, who's assumed 4th place. Blakey T right behind him. Patton is your leader, but you're looking up from 5th. Aquatati, you are in 3rd, 4th.
I'm in 4th.
Probably Your Dad is up in 3rd. That's the black car you see on this screen. That white car is a lap down in between Probably Your Dad and Aquatati.
Yeah, something we should keep in mind, the 15 pit, to go with this strategy concept, you pit with coming to 24 to go. You get 24 laps to the tank technically, but the moment you exit pit road, it drops from 24 to 23. So he's actually going to have to save a lap of fuel as well as his tires.
That it was going to be super close for him. He's pitting right on the edge of right on the limit of the fuel run. So if he can save just a little bit, he might be in prime territory here, because when he pit, he was about 15 seconds ahead of Private Pat. So he's got some time to spare.
The other thing now is, and even though he has fresher tires than everybody else, he's a lap down. He's not halfway a lap down. He is a lap down. So even when he stays out longer during the next pit cycle, he's not going to be that far in front of the leaders.
You see him right there behind your leader, Private Pat. That is T-Bird.
And he is not in second. He is a lap down in, 19th or something.
Yeah, just following Private Pat around, which is, for his strategy, exactly what he wants to do. Just kind of sit there and ride.
Right.
He's not going to try to push his way to get around the leader to get his lap back. They're not worried about cautions because they're off. So he's got to hit his marks. He's on his own strategy, and he can't let anybody else influence what he's trying to do.
And not for nothing, RJ Smitty, who had that hard pit stop, did not speed coming out of pit road. He's not any closer to Private Patton for first place.
Blakey T through the grass again on the front straightaway. He has torn that turf up. They're going to have to replace that stuff after this race.
He's one of those guys championing for getting rid of the splitters. Or putting AstroTurf through the infield.
Yeah, he wants the turf. Get rid of the grass. Because if that was actual grass, he would have torn the splitter off that truck already.
Probably your dad has made his pit stop off cycle.
Would have been long gone. But 16, Blakey T comes down pit lane right now. Just talking about him. So he's going to be the first of everybody else to hit pit lane here for their final stops.
Well, probably your dad also pit a lap earlier. These guys are making their final stop at the earliest possible convenience. They're going to go the rest of the way from here. Mo Power Cat and Aquatati, you see here, we're on board with Mo Power Cat as he's trying to draft to make a move on Aquatati. This would be for third place.
Yes.
The 21 truck is pitting soon. I want to say next lap, next time around.
0 coming this time by, so third place is going to pit. Here's Mo Power Cat's going to hug that high lane, go around, stay out another lap.
We are on board with the 15 truck, as he's a lap down. The 21 truck, if all things are convenient, this is where he was pit in each of the other stages. This is where we're in pit in stage 3 as well. Sorry, stage 3 pitting was a little different than the first two stages. Didn't pit. He's staying out. He's pushing it.
Having a really nice, solid top 10 run. He's hitting pit lane here very conservatively.
The 21 definitely is taking care of those tires with that big lead because this is the deepest he's run on a fuel run.
We're still waiting for your leader, Private Pat, to make his final stop.
Nearly everybody else has pit. The 23 truck is in second place. He hasn't. I think even he's pit, actually. I'm not positive.
Coming down now.
All right, and we are on the 15. And the reason I'm going to keep it on the 15, we're going to see where he comes out with the 21 truck. Will he be ahead?
He should be ahead. He should have a pretty decent gap. But remember, he's in save mode here, trying to make his tires and fuel last to the end.
Right, not only is he caring for his tires, he needs an extra fuel, an extra lap of fuel.
Yeah, Patton, he doesn't have to worry about anything. He can push. So can T-Bird in the 15 truck be able to go just fast enough to hold off Private Patton and maybe steal this thing? If not, it's still going to be a plus. It's going to be a positive net gain for T-Bird by the end of this thing if he can make it to the end over where he was when he started this strategy.
Well, he is not in the lead just yet.
Yeah, he's ahead of Private Patton. I'm on T-Bird's stream. He's going to be about 10 seconds ahead of Patton. So on T-Bird's stream here on Twitch, he's 11.5 seconds ahead of Private Patton.
He's in fifth right now, though. He's not in the lead.
Yeah, he's not in the lead. but once everything cycles through, he should be your leader.
Specker hitting pit road right there ahead of the 15 truck. Mo Power Disaster. Right, he's going to probably make a move. And now, if I'm T-Bird, I'm going to make these guys pass me high. I'm not trying to give them the bottom lane, but he's going to give them the bottom lane here. I guess he's a bigger gentleman than I am.
Yeah, Mo Power Cat right now is your leader. He is not pitted yet, but he still has to. 23 truck.
Mo Power Cowboy has not pitted. He's in third. T-Bird is the 4th place truck as of now.
So it looks like Cat's going to come down this time.
Yeah, as Private Patton gets around him to unlap himself. 23 is going to hit pit lane right here and right now. So is, I think that's Mo Power Cup. That's Justin Hackett right behind him. No, Hackett's still in the pack, so that was Country Caliber pitting with the 23.
Got a couple left that need to pit. Country Caliber, Mo Power Cowboy. And that should be everybody. So, Country Caliber is on pit lane right now.
Caddy diving with a little 15. Oh, they touch. Coming off of turn 2.
Everybody should have made their final stops. So T-Bird has cycled around to the lead. He is in P1 right now. He's got a pretty good gap over the rest of the field. He's got 7.5 seconds to pat. Can he hang on?
That's already down to 6 seconds. 6.3.
He's trying his best. If he can make it to the end, it's still going to be a net gain here for him. 10 laps.
Right, because he was back. He was outside the top 10 at one point.
Yes, he was.
And then he started his pit cycle, and the math is working out.
So even if he can't hold off Private Patton, who's closing pretty furiously here, he's got 12 seconds to 3rd place and 17 to 4th. So he should. I think he'll be able to survive and get a top 5 finish here on this strategy if he can make it to the end.
I want to give a shout out to the 68 driver, Blaney X89. He may have earned a fan in me tonight. This guy started back in the pack, and each stage, each pit stop, has gained on the guys in front of him. Here he is racing with Aquatati. I believe that's for position. 6th place, maybe? 10th place. Now, there's some off-sequence guys that are still ahead of you.
Just T-Bird. I had a speeding penalty that last pit stop.
Oh, okay.
I know the pain. As the 68 does get a little bit loose there off of 4. But Blaney, he's hanging in there. We've seen that 68 truck make some moves tonight toward the front of the field. Got as high as around 5th place at one point. But yeah, he's out of everybody here tonight. He's probably gained the most positions.
You know who else may have had a speeding penalty? Because he's not in the top 5, and that is RJ Smitty.
That would be a tough break for him.
He's just in front of Justin Hackett.
Yeah, apart from Pat, he's been the 2nd fastest truck here tonight. As Pat can see T-Bird here, there's only a couple of trucks in between those two. We're going to have a fight for the lead. I wouldn't even call it a fight. How much of a fight will T-Bird put up here with Patton closing in on him?
Spanker 24 is going to unlap himself. Going to get low on this 15. And that's it.
Tires. He doesn't have to save. Here comes Patton. Off of turn 4. He's about half a second behind your leader, T-Bird, right now.
I mean, if you're T-Bird, you're committed. You're pushing it. You're not here for the win. You're here to not finish at the end of the field. Because if you have to hit pit road, you're going to lose a whole lot of spots.
You're not going to hold them off. Just let them go. Stick to your strategy. They are side by side for the lead right now. Patton is going to take it back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Ooh, for the win here.
Back out front. Can the 15 truck make it to the end? He's still got a pretty good gap back to third place.
4 laps to go, by the way, when they touch the line just there.
Got some lap traffic here that Patton's fighting with. 0-2 of Blaney Fan.
Yeah, he's going to get high. Crowds him a little bit, but he does give him the room. Specker 24. Specker 24 next on the list. Right now, your top 5 is Private Patton. T-Bird's in second. 9 seconds behind the leader is probably your dad. Blakey T in the 16 is in 4th. And Mo Power Cat in the 23 truck is 5th.
Mo Power Cat was your last of the leaders to pit, so he should have the freshest tires. Unless he went with a strategy call, maybe took 2 or something like that. Should have the freshest tires over anybody.
He's actually going to challenge Blakey T here for 4th place. He has been closing the gap for a couple laps here.
See if he can grab another spot here, get an extra point.
2 laps to go when Private Patton touched the line just now. We'll stick it here. We'll move back to Patton here in a half a lap or so. Can Mo Power Cat make a move for 4th place? This is your only battle in the top 5. Doesn't quite seem to have the closing speed at all.
Patton rounds out at turn 4. He's going to see the white flag here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 1 to go in the NC Education Lottery 200.
The final time around this 1.5-mile historic NASCAR track in Concord, North Carolina. Private Patton, who comes up on a couple of lap cars here.
Oh,
Blaney, I don't know if Blaney knew who was there. Almost cut down in front of him. Does give him space into turn 3. That was almost a disaster.
That was nerve-wracking.
He gives him the room, but for the checkered flag, Private Patton will win number 3 of his 4 races here in the GC Sports Tuesday night preset league.
The dominant truck tonight finds victory lane, the 21 of Private Patton. Congratulations on your win here tonight at Charlotte. T-Bird is going to make that strategy work. He's going to come home in 2nd place. Great
good job for T-Bird. Way to go.
1 less pit stop than everybody else. He was outside the top 10 when he started that strategy. He's going to come home with a 2nd.
They say the fastest truck doesn't always win. Well, tonight it did. Private Patton just clearly making a statement to the rest of this league, rest of this field. If you want to win a race here on Tuesday nights in GC Sports, you are going to have to find a way to beat this guy. Let's see. Let's get the rest of the top 5 in.
Probably your dad is going to end up with 3rd, Blakey T 4th, and Mo Power Cat rounds out your top 5.
RJ Smitty ends up 6th. After that possible speeding penalty on the last pit stop. Justin Hackett 7th. Mo Power Disaster in the 38 is 8th. Aqua Taddy, you heard him, had a speeding penalty, ends up in 9th. And Specker 24 rebounded for a 10th place finish. You saw him, that was him on the tail end of the lead lap.
Country Caliber comes home just outside the top 10 in 11th, followed by Blaney in 12th. The first truck 1 lap down. 13th is going to be Mo Power Cowboy. Tiller 14th place, and Old Guy 24 is going to finish 15th.
Oh, Michael in the 40. All that these trucks now follow up. The 40's in 16th. The 45, that's Brian SP, a lap down in 17th. The 44, driven by Heavy Duty 420, was 2 laps down in 18th. Blaney Fan in the 02 was 3 laps down in 19th. And your first car out of the race, Tackle Beery, number 22, did not finish the race, ended up 69 laps down.
Yeah, he leads off the trucks that battled attrition tonight, along with Mo Power Energy, 70 laps down in 21st. Evo is going to come home 22nd. Hellraiser is going to be 23rd, and rounding out your field tonight, it's going to be Nike Boy Will, who found some trouble early on.
Yeah, did not get started at all. 129 laps down, nearly completed 2 laps. All right, so do we want to talk to the fellas? I guess top 3? I mean, we need Pat and T-Bird for sure.
Who got 3rd?
Probably your dad.
Let's try to bring him in. I don't know if
If he doesn't, I mean, you know what? Bring in Blakey T. I'm sure we have some questions for him.
What a great race we saw here tonight.
Really was. Good job to my colleague. Great job. Thanks for the stats. Did a really good job over there.
Like Charlotte, and it didn't disappoint. Very clean race, very solid race, and best truck tonight ended up in victory lane.
All right, boys. I'll check you later. I invited the three of them. Just give them a couple minutes to get in here. There's one of them now, so I'll check y'all later. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
There's Private Patton. Congratulations, winner, chicken dinner.
I didn't actually think I was going to be the winner here. I'm going to be honest here. I didn't actually expect it.
I don't know why you led nearly every lap. What did you expect?
No, I did not have the strategy, honestly. I had the speed, but that was not the winning strat. Is T-Bird in here?
Yes, he is.
Okay, what's up, T-Bird? I was worried about you the entire, with my second to last stop. I was actually saying, and you can ask UK Country and Mopile Cowboy, saying that oh, T-Bird's gonna win this race, because I did not think I was actually gonna run you down, because I thought that was the winning strat right there. Honestly, I don't know what else I could have done differently apart from go fast. It reminded me of Auto Club. I'm just okay, well, just got to put the pedal to the metal, and wherever the cards lie, that's where I finish. So, I mean, I thought, T-Bird, you had the strat today. I don't know how you did it.
Well, I had the strat, except for one thing. Sorry to cut you off, but I did run out of gas before my final pit stop. I think I lost 3 seconds. I might have beat you still if I didn't do that. So. Oh,
then it would have been damn close then. Then maybe if I wouldn't have had that run-in with Spanker, which hopefully if he's listening to, I apologize for that. The reason why I kind of drove through him was because I was trying to catch you, and he did retaliate, so I lost a little bit of time right there. So I think if I didn't do that and I was a little more patient, who knows? That's what a story for the wise.
So T-Bird, Gator Mike and I, this is Bingerhoff, we were talking. Were you also having to save fuel for your last run there?
Yeah, because like I had mentioned, my second one I had actually run out on the backstretch before on the lap I was supposed to pit. So because what happens at Charlotte in a lot of mile NAS is you'll actually burn through more fuel than it says you have. So, and I didn't realize that second run. So I'm oh, why can't I make it? Oh, it's because I burn more fuel than I'm supposed to. Why don't we fix that? And then I just barely. And then the last one I did way better. I actually went full throttle the last 2 laps there, trying to salvage, see if capitalize the pan, made a huge mistake. But at that point, he'd come back and won it. There was nothing I could do. He's just bad fast.
Yes, he is. Probably your dad. You were in here?
Yep, I'm here.
Good job. 3rd place finish. You know, you were pitting a little earlier than most. You would pit at least a lap earlier than and 2 laps ahead of a lot of the leaders.
Yeah, I kind of had to get on an alternate strategy there. I started stage 3 about P17 or 18, and I just had to burn the right front up getting back through there. There was nothing I could do. Just had to pit early and hope I could save the rest of the run after the first run of stage 3. Kind of dodged a bullet. Glad I got back up to 3rd. That's what saved me in points today.
Well, good job, man. I mean, you had a little trouble. Look, you were fast early on, and you had a little bit of trouble. Got shuffled in the back of that front pack there in the first stage, and you were hanging around, but definitely surprised us coming up and finishing 3rd. Did Blakey T end up joining?
No.
Okay. Gator Mike, you got any more questions for these guys?
I mean, it was a great race from each one of you. Every one of y'all had different strategies, and it ended up making for a very exciting, drama-filled race. Private Patton, you were dominant all night. What the heck did you put under the hood of that 21 truck to make it so dang fast?
Actually, I was quite a while ago. Actually, I was running Charlotte for my esports team. I provide them setup, so I was just kind of running some laps, getting them set up down. And the setup that I used today was the one I hit on. And I realized that the times that I was hitting, like on full fuel, was the times that people were hitting in draft. So by myself. So I'm just like, okay, well, I feel like I really hit on something here. The only thing was the tire wear. It was better than some and worse than others, but it was. I feel like it was bad fast. So I think definitely teamwork between all of the guys back at the shop. Definitely the setup and all that definitely helped, but also just getting through navigating traffic. The lap trucks were very kind to get out of the way. So I appreciate that. So I feel like that also really helps.
We did notice that. We made mention that a lot of the guys were quite gentlemanly to you. At one point, I thought I was watching T-Bird, and even though he was the slower truck, I felt he was the leader. He should take the bottom lane, but he went high. He let everybody go below him, even though he was leading the race. So kudos to the etiquette and the respect you guys had out there. Lots of fast trucks, and can't wait for next week. Where are we heading next week?
We're going to Kentucky. But, Patton, I just want to say the fastest truck doesn't always win the race, but tonight it did. I want to say congratulations on your win at Charlotte. Purely dominant, and just good job on that.
I appreciate it.
T-Bird, I got a question for you, my guy. I called out that strategy as soon as I saw you trying it. I know you started that strategy. I don't know, you were sitting right around 10th place, maybe a little bit after that. Did you call an audible to do that strategy, or was that your plan going into this race to try that in the final stage? Because it almost paid off tonight.
Well, I was looking... It was like, all right, I can make enough fuel if I can, and like this is the thing I'm like notorious for. It's the only reason why I went in any sort of Gady cringe whatever is because I managed to save at Kentucky a couple seasons ago in that. Like this is like this is the thing I kind of feel like I'm known for now is just like if there's a way to save, I'll find a way to save it. So I was like, all right. I was actually a bit nervous on the tire aspect because like if you go full out you only make like 18 laps I think, so you really had to like be conservative with the tire. So
well, nonetheless it was still a net gain for you from where you were running, and you come home P2. Very good run tonight. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, really entertaining race tonight, guys. Thanks.
Probably your dad. I mean, I was watching you as well, and it seems like you had the most eventful night of almost anybody tonight. From the front to the back to the front to the back, some contact here and there. And how were you able to keep your composure and manage to get your way back up to third place?
Well, if you ask anyone in my party, they'll tell you that I didn't keep my composure. I just had to regain it after a couple of laps. That's all it took. Just once I got into the second run of stage 3, I kind of put my head down and kind of just picked them off one at a time and did everything I could.
Yeah, well, you did everything you could, and it brought you a podium finish here tonight, third place. So great job on rebounding and getting yourself a really, really good finish tonight.
Yeah, those Sunday guys have really entertaining radioactives, but if we could get a radioactive for these series, trust me, it's really entertaining as well.
Yeah, Brinkerhoff, we saw a great race tonight, but next week we're going to another 1.5 miles, Kentucky.
I cannot wait. I hope you join me again next Tuesday night. Tuesday nights are turning into a really fun week of racing here at GC Sports. I'm excited to be part of it. I can't wait for next week. Glad you're here.
Absolutely. Had a good time, and hopefully I can join in for some more.
All right, for Gator Mike, Aquataddy, I'm Bringerhoff17. We're going to stop this broadcast. Guys, live fast and break all the rules. We'll see you next week at Kentucky.